I'm watching this insane guitar solo at a concert, completely lost in the music, and suddenly I look down at my arms and they're covered in goosebumps, like full-on tiny mountains all over my skin. But here's what's weird. I'm not cold, I'm not scared, I'm just listening to music and my body decided to throw a goosebump party without asking my permission. Sometimes a powerful movie scene does it, or someone telling an emotional story. My body is reacting to feelings with the same response it uses when I'm freezing. What kind of confused signaling is this? Seems suspiciously like my body doesn't know the difference between a beautiful song and a snowstorm. But fear not, it's only science. So why does your body give you goosebumps when you're not even cold? But before we uncover this skin mystery, if you want more mind-blowing science about your weird body, hit that subscribe button right now. Trust me, your goosebumps will thank you later. Here's the thing that's going to surprise you. Goosebumps are actually an evolutionary leftover from when your ancestors were a lot hairier than you are now. I'm talking about way back when humans had thick body hair covering most of their skin, kind of like our primate cousins still do today. So let's meet the tiny muscle responsible for this whole situation. At the base of every hair on your body, there's a microscopic muscle called the erector pili. When this muscle contracts, it pulls on the hair follicle and makes the hair stand upright. And when the hair stands up, it creates that little bump on your skin surface. That's your goosebump. But why would your body even have this mechanism? Well, imagine you're a furry human ancestor living thousands of years ago. When you get cold, these muscles contract and pull all your body hair upright. When hair stands up, it traps air close to your skin, and that air acts as insulation, keeping you warmer. It's like putting on a puffy jacket made of your own hair. And there's another reason: fear and intimidation. When animals get scared or want to look threatening, their fur puffs up. A cat arching its back with hair standing on end looks way bigger and more intimidating. Same with a dog raising its hackles. This is the exact same mechanism, those erector pili muscles making the animal look larger to scare off predators. But here's the problem. We don't have that thick body hair anymore. Evolution trimmed us down as we developed clothing and fire. But the erector pili muscles didn't get the memo. They're still there, still connected to our nearly invisible hairs, still contracting when triggered. So we get these little bumps, but no impressive fur display. It's like having a steering wheel but no car. So that explains cold and fear. But what about music? What about emotional moments that give you chills? This is where it gets fascinating. The same system that responds to physical cold and fear also responds to intense emotional experiences, and the reason has to do with your hypothalamus. Your hypothalamus is basically your body's control center for automatic responses. It regulates temperature, controls fight or flight, and manages emotional reactions. When you get cold, your hypothalamus sends signals to those erector pili muscles. When you're scared, your hypothalamus triggers your sympathetic nervous system, activating those same muscles. But here's where it gets interesting. Your hypothalamus also responds to emotionally powerful experiences. When you hear music that moves you, or watch a scene that gives you intense feelings, your brain releases neurotransmitters, especially dopamine. And dopamine activates that same emotional response system connected to your hypothalamus. So your brain is treating an emotional peak the same way it treats a threat or temperature drop. The pathway is almost identical. Your hypothalamus fires, your sympathetic nervous system kicks in, and boom, goosebumps. Your body is responding to emotional intensity with a physical reaction designed for survival. But why would evolution wire emotional experiences into the same system? Think about what causes emotional chills. It's usually something socially significant. Music that connects you to others, stories that convey important information, moments that reinforce social bonds. For our ancestors, these social connections were survival tools. Being moved by a communal song strengthened group cohesion, and strong groups survived better. So your brain learned to mark emotionally important moments with a physical sensation, the same system used for danger and cold. It's like your body saying, "This moment matters, pay attention, remember this." People who experience more emotional goosebumps goosebumps tend to be more open to new experiences and more emotionally connected to music and art. Now here's a fun twist. Not everyone gets goosebumps from emotional experiences equally. Some people get them constantly from music, while others rarely do. And it's not about being more or less emotional. It's about how your brain is wired and how sensitive your dopamine system is. Some brains just have a stronger connection between emotional processing and that physical response. Can you trigger goosebumps intentionally? Not really. They're an automatic response controlled by your autonomic nervous system, but you can increase the likelihood by engaging deeply with emotional experiences, really listening to music, being present during meaningful moments, and allowing yourself to feel things fully. The next time you get goosebumps from a song, you're not being overly dramatic. You're experiencing an ancient survival mechanism that your brain has repurposed for emotionally significant moments. Your body is physically reminding you that this experience matters. Anyway, understanding why your skin gets bumpy when you hear a good guitar solo is going to cost you around 1 subscribe, and I'll just flip the screen here real quick for you.